Hey y'all.
Hello. Happy
Um,
Sunday.
Happy Sunday. I know Tanya, you've had quite the day. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not. Um, but it's been a very busy couple days in GH News.
Mhm.
Some really sad stuff going on. We lost actor Billy Miller. We are recording on Sunday, actually, and so the news, I just saw the news today. Really devastating. Everyone is talking about how talented he was, which is very true. But what sticks out for me is like so much of his anti-bullying work that I really always like appreciated. And like John Lindstrom posted something up about how he was like wearing a t-shirt. He was like, yeah, it was like a shirt to support women in our industry. I asked him to put it on and he did it without question. And so definitely gonna be missed. I really enjoyed him as an actor. So, rest well, Billy Miller, and definitely sending my thoughts to his family.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of my favorite actors. As a lot of you know, I mean, he definitely three-time Emmy winner for his role as Billy on Young and the Restless. Which actually, and then he was also on All My Children. And I think I first came upon him in All My Children, but when he was on Young and the Restless, man, he just blew that part out of the water. He was amazing. And then I was super excited when he came to GH, wondering what he's going to do with the role of Jason Drew. So definitely will be missed. I loved his relationship with Kelly Monaco. I don't know what it was exactly, but as a team, as an acting team, they were amazing. And I was just really hoping to see him again on somebody's show. And I know he's been on a lot of primetime shows since he's left General Hospital. But always the wish that he would come back. And so definitely very sad about it and praying for his family and his friends and colleagues that he used to work with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then there was also the news from John York, who plays Mac, about some of the kind of sicknesses and diseases that he was dealing with, blood diseases. I know I cannot pronounce them, so I will not try, but he is looking for, I believe, bone marrow matches. And so he posted up on his social media about that. So if you're interested in that, like go look and see what he's talking about. Definitely, he is taking a hiatus from General Hospital to get well. So I'm hopeful that he gets a match and is able to like fully recover. He has been such a staple on the show since I've watched. Um, and I know that his colleagues and his family really care about him. So I'm hoping and wishing for the best for him as well.
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, if you have the ability to do so, if you could, if you feel it in your heart to register to be a donor, there's a lot of people who have been waiting for these life-saving measures, and it's really difficult to find matches in certain cases. And so, I mean, if you have that ability and you're willing to do so, just sign up to be a match. That's the organization he's working with, and sign up to be a donor if you can, because you can really save lives in being a donor. So hopefully everyone who can will.
Yeah. Yeah, heavy news. But we did want to acknowledge those things at the top of the show before we get into talking about kind of our weeks and what happened on the show for the week. So, Tanya, how has your week been?
My week has been okay. Today has been a little bit well, yesterday we had a town hall. And yesterday, after the town hall, I was sufficiently exhausted to have to come home, and I started watching Ahsoka. Now, if you imagine, Ahsoka was like There's only 5 episodes, and so far they're like about 45 minutes. Actually, that's a lie. They say they're 45 minutes, but then it ends at 30, 33, and then you have like 5 minutes of credits, and you don't even get like credit scenes. You
Yeah.
just get all the names. And I was just like, okay. But anyway, it only took me like 3 hours to get through all 5 episodes. And naturally, I stayed watching Mandalorian and Star Trek reruns the whole night. And I was rereading like character synopses, and I'm simultaneously reading Thrawn, which is a series, Star Wars series about, a quote unquote villain. And so I was all day Star Wars yesterday. And then today I went to church, and the church, it was our church anniversary, 98 years on the corner of 50th and Telegraph, Memorial Tabernacle,
Wow.
Christ Holy Sanctified Church in North Oakland. And so
Sure.
they originated in West Oakland and got, displaced into North Oakland due to redlining, government shenanigans in West Oakland that displaced a lot of Black people. And one of them was our church. And so we moved to North Oakland. And so I was there until like 12:30, and I was rushing home. So I hopped on a bike and I rode through downtown Oakland to get to my office so I could record with Tracy. And that's why my hair looks hecka wild, because it's part sweat, part wind.
And you still look beautiful as always.
Thank you.
Um,
And you are looking fly with these new glasses.
yeah, I have a bunch of new pairs that'll debut throughout the weeks.
How many?
I got like 4 new pair,
Four new? So how many total do you have?
like 8.
Why is like, so my nightstand drawer, the bottom drawer is full of pairs of glasses.
I like really want to get some more, but I was like, Tracy, do you really need more? The thing is, the website that we use that you put me on, Zillow or something like that, they were having a sale. So I
Mhm.
got 4 pair for like $40.
I'm trying not to do this to myself. I really want to. And my prescription, I mean, the frames are really, inexpensive, but my prescription, it can add up. And so I want to buy at least 4 new pairs that I saw. But I'm like, no, Tanya, because student loans are coming back and you got to start paying them things off. And so I was like, I can't, I gotta
I've forgiven
control.
myself. But I
You've forgiven yourself?
forgiven myself for loans. I'm
Why
done.
did I see a meme that says, I am not paying back my student loans because I'm teaching them a lesson doing a bad financial decision of giving a loan to someone they can't pay back?
Right,
Like
right.
hilarious. I'm teaching them a lesson.
Loans to 18-year-olds.
Yeah, giving millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars to 18-year-olds who can't pay it back.
But yeah, I have a pretty like not weak prescription. I really can't see anything if it's far away. Um, so but I can see kind of up close.
Mhm.
Um, and I usually just get like I have a couple pair from like that website that like are like good like lenses and stuff. But other than that, I usually for like things like this that I probably won't wear every day, I get like the cheaper lenses, and that's why they end up being cheaper.
Now
Yeah.
I wear these all day. And then I take them off when I'm looking at my phone or reading something.
Opposite.
These are all day.
Opposite. And then oh yeah, so like last year, Sandra was in a play. We both went to go see it. This year they wrote a play.
Mm.
And so I went with them to go see it in San Francisco on Thursday night. It was, I mean, riveting, beautiful, like cannot say enough about it. It was so good. Um, it was
What's
like
the
in
subject?
like huh?
What's the subject of the play in general? Don't give
It
it. Yeah, it's
so that there's
TBD.
like vignettes of like stories because the name of like the thing is called Stories High. So there's all these other plays that are happening as well, and then so six short plays, and so
Mhm.
this was like the fifth one. Um, Sandra's was, and it was about a family grieving their grandmother. So they were like at the um like at the wake or funeral or something like that. And it was only 4 characters. It was so powerful. I mean, it was the best one. but,
Of
um,
course.
but yeah, it was just like I just was like, because it's like black box theater. So if you go to any of those theaters, folks know that like it gets like loud and you can boo and you can hiss and you can laugh and you can applaud, like you can do all the things, like because part of it is the audience. And like it was so good. There were parts where like you could just like literally hear a pin drop, like
Mm.
if the with the actors. It was so good. So anyway, I went to go see that, and I didn't get home till almost midnight, and I was like, "Ooh, I did not be out here like that." So I've been like recovering, and then I'm going to my concert, my Beyonce concert. I'm going to New Orleans next week. So I am like really excited to have just been like putting together like different combinations of outfits and all that stuff.
Is
So
the
that's
theme
really
still silver?
so she said that for Virgo season. I'm personally not wearing silver because I've had this outfit for a long time. And also like I purposely bought it because like it's New Orleans, so it's
Mhm.
gonna be hot.
Right.
And
A lot of people are wearing like some thin silver
it like
outfits.
like it's gonna be hot.
Mm.
And we in the bag, so we're not used to it. Like, you got your fan going right now, and I know it ain't
Right.
really like,
That's part that's part
like,
hormonal, but
it's gonna be like 90 degrees. I
Mhm.
I bought something that I know was like breathable and cute. I'm not changing my outfit, but I'll probably do like some silver nails and like things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gonna do probably like some really like dramatic silver eye makeup. Um and look, COVID is real out here. It like the surge is surging.
Yeah, get you like a fancy mask.
I got one, so I'll put a picture, but I got like I'm gonna put like a KN95, like a black one
Mhm.
underneath it, and then I have like a fancier, like silver kind of dangly situation. So yeah, it should be cute. It should be cute.
Okay. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited. So that's really what I've been on and doing a little bit of work. I got like some feedback on something I wrote that was like really good, and so I was excited about that. Things are looking good. So
Hey.
you ready to talk about GH?
Yes.
Oh Lord, this week. I don't know. I kind of know a little bit about what social media was saying, and I was like, ooh, I feel like please don't cancel us because I do not feel the same way as people feeling.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I have a bone to pick with some of the comments.
Oh, I haven't really. Yeah, okay, we'll talk. All right. So let me
No.
just do a bare bones, like this is what happened. Um, so it's softball week in Port Charles, and apparently Violet is very competitive. um,
I'm a feeling we're going to comment on the same thing.
Victor gifts Trina the turtle doves from Cyrus/Victor.
Mhm.
We'll talk about that. And they decide to go away together for the weekend to New York. Blair shows up in Port Charles and has lunch with Tracy. She's Martin's ex-wife, and the deceptor was her idea that Martin gave Lucy over pillow talk.
Mhm.
Martin.
Not really shocking at this point, but yeah, Martin.
Maxie confronts and fires
Mm.
BLQ. Which, girl, what did you think was gonna happen? Anyway, we'll get to it.
All
Uh,
right.
Nicholas decides that he is just a trash panda. My God. And he's going to give Laura proof of life without making real contact with her so that Spencer can't get full access to the Cassadine fortune. Curtis returns to Savoy to a standing ovation. Molly and TJ are there. We're talking about that baby.
Mhm.
Anna asks Valentine why he lies to her. Why do you lie to me?
Right.
They go back to their hotel room and they see someone has been there and left another threat. Speaking of threats, Lucy is told by Tracy that she can drop the deception lawsuit if she gives Tracy 51% of the company and her 1% of ELQ. We knew Tracy was doing that for ELQ.
I didn't.
Oh, really? I knew.
I'm not, but even though now that I know, I'm like shocked. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Because I was still trying to figure out why is she doing this? I'm like, I did not understand.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Sunny and Carly go visit Drew and ask Drew for his help. Drew asks the guard. Cyrus overhears. Cody and Sasha are on the run. Cody tells Sasha that Gladys and Dr. Montague are working together. Dante, disappointed that he was not part of the show of the plan. Now
Mhm.
he knows, and the foursome is working together.
I was gonna be like, and knowing is half the battle.
Ah,
Sorry.
oh, I love it. Jake and Charlotte spend time together.
Mm.
You don't like that? Anyway, I think
No,
that
I like it.
I like the couple name for them, Shake.
Yes.
I thought they were cute. I think both of those young actors are very good, so I'm excited to see what happens with them. Um, yeah, they're both like fantastic young actors. I think that might be all I have on my list. I'm sure other things happened, but that's all I really have on my list.
You talking about Blair, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
How was the week for you?
I thought the week was okay. I thought it was cute. There's some cute spots. There's some, a little bit of Anna. We had Anna. We had Dante and Sam. We had, our faves, and then we had our not so faves.
Uh,
So, it was an okay week. It was a great week. I hope it wasn't supposed to be a sweep week because it is September and we're in the middle. So I'm hoping it wasn't supposed to be sweep week.
this is the AI version of sweeps. Um, I really, really enjoyed the Josh scenes, the Trina and Josh scenes.
Mhm.
Um, I thought it was like weird that Josh was like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Girl, didn't you just get?" uh, but just like I think that this week in general, we saw a lot of point of view from Trina. Um, we saw her talk about
Yeah.
her art. We saw her talk about like her family and what's important to her. So I really
Mhm.
was happy that she got out a point of view. And I just have continued to love the chemistry between Tabiana and Eden. Um,
Mhm.
and I loved their best friend scenes of like how excited they were. It was like, girl, are you ready? Okay, you ready? Now I'm about to be excited for you. And just like Jocelyn even saying, I'm happy for Spencer too, because he got the best girl. It reminded me of if you watch Grey's Anatomy, Christina telling Meredith that she was the son. And so just like this acknowledgement that like, Jocelyn and Spencer go at each other's throats, but she's known him forever. Um,
Mhm.
and if he's making Trina happy, that's good enough for her because Trina is the best thing that ever happened to Spencer. So I just really enjoyed those scenes for what they were. I also enjoyed Trina's little shady. You wouldn't like that with Cam.
Ah!
um, so, but yeah,
Oh.
I really enjoyed their scenes, and I think that there are not enough young adults. I will get
Mhm.
more to this, but I think that there's not enough young adults right now for the like
Mhm.
main ones to be beefing. So I'm hoping
Mhm.
that Spencer and Josh can put aside like their kind of differences for the love of Trina, because just like their I'm fine with her having like an attitude with him when she sees him, but like their snarkiness, I'm like, it's not enough of y'all to like be this snarky with each other.
Right. I
Uh,
think they're just trying to pick it up, I guess.
yeah.
I actually enjoyed those scenes too, and I think that was one of my hot takes was like, oh my God, we're getting a conversation with Sabrina that's not about Esme. It's not about, Ace. It was about Trina, hearing about what her worries are and her goals are and stuff. That was good. That was a great conversation. So that was one of my favorite moments as well. Um, One of my moments that made me guffaw actually was when the new boy Adam comes knocking on the door and
Looking
Josh,
just like his daddy. Woo, he looked more like his daddy now than he did last time I saw him.
right, so Joss and Dex answers the phone and Adam was like, oh, what's up, and Dex was like, how you doing, buddy? I was like, treating him like the little boy that he is. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh, and I know that probably wasn't intentional, but it felt like, I can put you in your place right now. You're talking to a man right now. So how you doing, buddy? I was almost as if it meant to say little buddy.
That's
He
right.
just held himself back. So that
Mhm.
made me laugh so hard. Having, someone like the what made it even more funny is that Dex works for Sonny and the actor is actually Maurice Bernard's son. And so Dex, talking down to him was just like hella funny to me. So
Yeah.
I laughed at that. Another favorite moment, well, what I'm happy about is Sasha's awakening to what's happening to her, her realization that Gladys is the one that's behind this. Now, first she was just like, no, it can be Gladys because Gladys loves me. But then I guess having Sam and Dante show up was kind of a confirmation for her. And I'm happy that that's happening now because now I think that empowers her to be able to catch, because she didn't know why Dr. Montague was dragging her. And so almost not knowing why is almost what keeps you from being able to understand that it's not really your fault, because it's unexplainable that a doctor would be drugging you. If they're doing it, you have such faith and trust in the medical system, some people such faith and trust in the medical system. So when your doctor prescribes you something, you're assuming that they're doing it for your good. And
Right.
so with part of the, being able to take ownership of, or being able to take your power back, is being knowing that you are not in the wrong and that someone is wronging you and you know why. And so now I am happy for Sasha coming to this realization because now she can take her own power. And I'll talk to you about why I don't like about it, and we all know what I don't like about it,
Yeah.
but I'm happy that it has happened for her. And, you know, um, the actress again just was really great and, all that. I did not give her my performance of the week, but I am going to give her props, still continuing to do amazing work.
Who's your performer of the week?
I have to give it up to Ava, and it was really a brief scene, but it was a scene that really caught me. So she was talking to Austin about how Kiki's death impacted her. Like everyone, like I really felt it. I didn't really feel it so much because she was talking about it in the context of why she killed Nicholas, and that the fact that he threatened Avery. And then so she talked about how losing her Kiki, made her ultra protective of Avery. And so that little moment, I was like, oh, I was struck because it just reminded me of that pain that she suffered from her loss of Kiki. And it was not even that long of a scene, but it was a scene that was so powerful for me. So I have to again give it up to Maura West.
Yeah, more West is
um,
amazing.
yeah. And then finally, I had to give it up to Kristen Storms and her scenes with Brooklyn. Man, that whole "you're fired." I was like, I mean, it was very powerful how portrayed she felt by what Brooklyn did. All of it, like we're not teenagers anymore. You basically ruined my life because you couldn't talk to your boyfriend. I
Mhm.
mean, that was just like, you think about it as, Brooklyn and her shenanigans. She made a little white lie and she's thinking that it's no big deal, or okay, I did steal something, but it's no big deal because I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know it was going to cause all this havoc. But I don't think she really realized how it impacted Maxie. Not so much that you lied to your friend again, you are actually costing her living,
Her livelihood.
her her life. And so that was super. And then because she had such a fragile friendship with Maxie in the first place, that was strong because of the whole Bailey Lou stuff. And Maxie came to a place where she really felt like that was one of her new best friends, and Brooklyn totally betrayed it. And so, yeah, it was very powerful. Shout out to Kristen Storms for, doing an
Yeah.
amazing job with this.
I thought her and Amanda did great. And one of the lines that stuck with me was just like, you could have talked to me about that. Like we could have done this
Right.
together.
Yeah, I liked it. She's like, we could have come up with a scheme together. Like she ain't down. She is not above scheming.
Right.
But
Like,
you,
what
yeah.
Brooklyn was like, I didn't know. She's like, it's Tracy. What do you
Mhm.
mean? You knew it wasn't gonna be good. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I
Well, it was very,
really was flashy at that moment.
yeah, it was really great scenes.
Do you think she's gonna have so like now Lucy is kind of like has this option of like getting the company back and whatever. Do
Mhm.
you think that Max is gonna be upset at Lucy for not choosing that?
Oh, for not saving. Yeah, I think she might.
Mhm.
You're gonna let our company go broke and me not having the ability to take care of my family just so you can keep 1% of the quarter mean ELQ stock. That's not gonna sit right with Maxie. She's probably gonna be like, sell, give Tracy half the company. I don't care as long as I can keep my job. I would.
Mhm. For
I
sure.
would like, because right now Maxie is not an owner of anything. She's a very top-notch executive, but she doesn't own anything. So her livelihood is depending on the company surviving
Mhm.
and making a profit. And so she doesn't have the luxury to be like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna, yeah, Lucy may have that luxury, but Maxie doesn't. So, yeah. Yeah, and Brooklyn and Lucy both are living, wealthy, high on the hog, and they could just play around with this little company stuff, but this is Maxie's, life that they're messing with.
Right. Right. Um, yeah. What's working for you? I guess I'm trying to think what is working for me. I mean, there are things I like. I'm trying to think like because I have like something that I liked versus and didn't like. So I want to go second.
Okay. Um, there's things that I liked. I'm actually, when you talked about it, when you put a name to it, that whole scenario of Team Sasha, it's something that I like. I like how they're all coming together to make sure that Sasha is okay. I like Sam and Dante finally working together on this. Um, One of the things that so just that collaboration is working for me. And one of another moments that I had that I didn't talk about was, and I guess I should give him a shout out too. But when Dante realized that it was Gladys that was behind the whole thing, I mean, he had a powerful moment. He slammed his hand
Oh yeah, he
against.
was Sunny's son.
Yes. And he was like, what the hell? And then he felt horrible because he's like, I'm a detective. I
Mm,
should have seen this, and so that was also very powerful for me. So yay, my boo.
mm,
But I'm liking, him and Sam working together to save Sasha. I love it. And I guess fourth wheel, third wheel, stepchild, Cody. I wouldn't call him his stepchild because I don't like him. I mean, I think he's doing, a good job, helping save Sasha, I suppose. But yeah, I don't like him. So those are some things that yeah, I'm liking that's working for me. And again, I had mentioned it already before, but Trina getting point of view in her story is something that is working for me, and I hope that um, you know, the AI writers or whoever continue to do that and give Trina point of view.
Right, right.
Telling person.
I had it was like, that's so popular that I just really do thumbs up, thumbs down. I had
Yeah.
both of those for Sprina this week. So I'll start with what I liked. What I've talked a lot about like how I think their story ends up getting stalled because what they want is for everything for Trina, like for Sprina to be a moment. So
Right.
their first time is like they're gonna be going to New York and they're gonna, like, and so they end up like missing beats in their story, like natural relationship beats, because they're trying to hinge story on them, which ends up being like really unfair to the couple because the writing feels off for them. And it seems like, oh, it's a good thing to be like the show's like signature couple or one of them, and like for the show to want to do whatever. But like then you think about the fact that other couples are able to like hit beats that they aren't able to hit because everything for them doesn't have to be a milestone.
Mhm.
Or like a milestone in that way. You know what I mean? Like, so their first, like, they had like a near kiss that made the cover of Soap Opera Digest, and they had a kiss that made soap opera, you know what I mean? Like, so everything for them. So I'm happy they're finally getting to a point where they're like going away together. I've
Mhm.
for a long time been wanting Spencer to like sweep her off her feet, to take her away, and to like really like spoil her as she deserves. And he is rich, so go do
Mhm.
it.
And they're
Um,
finally doing it. I think they're listening to it.
they're finally doing it, and so I really, really love that. What
Mhm.
I don't love is everything that was surrounding it. I was like, what am I watching? So I know I know the fandom. Again, I'm not like plugged in online, like really likes the turtle doves.
Mhm.
I am like, okay, but I remember when Cyrus fucking kidnapped Trina.
Mhm.
And then like Victor held her hostage and like was gonna use her as a guinea pig. So why is a gift from them something that like even Spencer like was kind of like, yeah, like I get it. You know what I mean? Like he even kind of made the joke about it.
Mhm.
But I don't understand why they have to like go through all this drama to have any moment. When Esme was about to take that like sit down with that food,
I was like, oh goodness.
the hell is this?
She's like, oh, I'm so glad that you made because I'm hungry. I'm like, that at that point, why didn't Spencer say, actually, this is for
My girlfriend,
right?
you could starve.
Or we have plenty, you can take some to your room.
Oh,
But
you can order.
right now,
You
huh?
like you can order. We share the
Right.
Grubhub. Just put it on, like, you know what I mean? Like whatever.
Right. Why did he pipe up and do that? And I hated that.
I hated that. And then like even so then like he acted like he couldn't say anything to her. And then when Trina comes, like it was like still an awkward situation with them. And I don't understand why it has to be this way every time.
Mhm.
So like that was like a piece of it for me. I hated him like questioning why she was working at Ava's gallery. Like I think that sometimes they try to do this thing with Spencer where it's like he's kind of like, like he's like rich and a little stuck up.
Mhm.
I feel like with Sprina, like the way it's always come across with them is that it's like accidental. That he actually does try to keep in check like his like privilege with her. So like this idea of like I don't know where they're going with it, where he's like, oh yeah, why didn't you outsource like somebody putting up this like gaming system? What? Or like it just like it felt weird. I didn't understand it.
Mhm.
And I don't understand where they're going with it. Like him essentially telling her she doesn't need to be in school. In what world do we want a young, privileged, rich white boy telling a black girl she don't need to go to school.
We
Was that
don't, but
kind of messed? Huh?
that was something we don't want that, but that's something that they do. Rich privileged people do shit like that.
I don't know. It was and it's hard because but I do blame this on the writing of it
Mhm.
because like with Sprina, and I feel like I'm critical on it because I really, especially with like when the strike is over, like we know Nicholas has another opportunity, and so it's really important that Trina and Tabiana like have like is a full character,
Mhm.
so that whatever happens with Sprina, like like that's the boom and the bust of like couples on soaps, right? Like so if he comes back or whatever, like she will be able to like stand on her own 2 feet until that coupling returns or until another thing happens for her. So like it was weird to me because art has always been their thing and the gallery has always been their thing. And so my thing was like, why are you like having him question why she's at the place that's their place? And it also makes a lot of sense. She's basically second in command at Ava's gallery. Like, I mean, it's only 2 people there, but like she's like high up and she gets to do all of this work that she didn't get to do with the Chuck that we never saw. So like, I don't know. I just anyway, sorry, I'm rambling. I just felt like there were pieces of it that I was like, what am I watching? What's happening here? I don't know. I wonder how you felt about it.
Well, I mean, for me, like I said, he was being, rich white boy, and that's what they do. They're always thinking of something around status, right? So it wasn't so much that Ava was giving her a lot of freedom and stuff, and she was kind of second in the man in command. For him, it was about, well, the other place, the Chuck, is more prestigious, and probably he has an assumption of where she wants to take her art career, and the assumption is being like a premier famous art collector that everyone would revere or something like that, and she's more in it for the art's sake, and
Mhm.
that's part of him getting to know her. He's gonna start learning that about her when we start getting the writers actually showing her point of view more. So right now, I don't actually think he knows her as well as he thinks he is, and he's learning more about her, right? And then second, another thing about the gallery, yes, the gallery, they've had some great moments at the gallery, but they've also had some moments where he was not on his best behavior. Like he, poured blood on her and he did all kinds of stuff to her at that gallery. And also, I mean, even though he's has a kind of a truce with Ava, it's still like, the link to Ava might also be another reason why he's not keen on her being spending as much time to Ava with Ava as well. So I think there's some things that, I understand in that scene. But for me, what was most important was the romance there that I really enjoyed. So, yeah.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
I I do like that. I
Yeah.
wonder what is the decision making that is like to include like they've had so much conflict.
Mhm.
So they could have had just a romance scene where they're planning, and that this is just me complaining, right? And it's really
Right.
more about the writing than anything else. They could
Mhm.
have a scene where they're just talking about their trip. It
Mhm.
didn't have to be this kind of like I don't know, antagonistic. It also is like the way in which Spencer knows Trina is like almost like I would have preferred for the scene to not him being like, why would you do this? But more like, oh, I've been wondering about like why you would choose to do this thing. And like that be the tone. And I think it wouldn't have distracted me as much. But I was just like very frustrated because I was like, what is the point of building in like I don't know, tension that they feel like they're going to capitalize on later, as opposed to just like letting this be a scene of not trying to like defending her decisions, but actually like explaining her decisions. So I know it's nitpicky, but it was like very frustrating to me as somebody who's watched this couple this whole time because I really want I love Trina having the point of view. I don't like feel like she needs to defend her choices. I would just love for him to be interested in her choices and her to talk to him about it, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
What's not working for you?
Molly. Molly's still not working for me, and her still continuing to shut Christina out. I don't understand what it is right now. She's just like, she just does not want to have anything to do with Christina. And she keeps saying, right now, I can't, it's too stressful. She's going to find another reason. I know. It's just getting on my nerves. It's like, yes, you've known your sister all your life. You know your sister is this. You should have learned by now how to handle her. And I like there's certain things about my brother that annoys the hell out of me. But if I'm going through a really vulnerable situation in my life, I'm going to tell him about it. You know, I'm going to have him be there for the important part. I
Mhm.
would not have him miss out. You know, I would at least tell him, you know, all the things. My brother wanted to fly down when I had the surgery. And I was like, actually, you don't necessarily, but you know, but he wanted to be there for me. And so I did not get mad at him. I did not try to shut him out. But now, like, what Molly is doing is just totally inexplicable to me. I don't get it. Um, and I
Yeah,
don't think what Christina did rises to the level of that kind of annoyance because
yes.
she was doing it from a good place in her heart. And if you do know your sister, you would have known that would have been her intention. And she's acting like, you know, Christina's brand new, and I'm just annoyed by it. And I'm annoyed by Alexis by not checking her more. She's just annoyed at the situation, and she, you know, because of her sister, and she lost her sister a while ago, and she's still like thinking that Christina and Molly are in the wrong here. It's not Christina and Molly, in my opinion.
No.
It's just Molly. So I'm just like, I'm not here for it. This prolonged anger is just really annoying me.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose to write this way. Like, it wasn't even that Christina tried to push this on Molly. It was that Molly
Yeah,
heard her. So like if it was
right.
like a matter of like Christina like kind of being rude and like being like, I could do this or whatever, like I feel like maybe that would have been different. But you like overhearing and then like Christina being like, okay, I won't do this thing. I won't bother you. Let me you know, like it doesn't make sense. Like what she's saying doesn't match what we're seeing. And
Mhm.
we also like have seen these characters for years and we've never seen the like drama that Molly is trying to say that they have.
Mhm.
So, you know, we never seen this history of drama that you're talking about. Y'all are just like making it up now. And what we've actually seen her do doesn't rise to the level of this of like this reaction from you.
Mhm.
Like coupled with that like Christina is like a stronger actress, like Kate Mansky's a stronger actress, it really makes Molly look awful. Even though
Mhm.
Christina annoyed the hell out of me this week. Oh my god, they dad's free. Everybody dad free. Girl, shut up. Be nice to me now. It's part of our family. Maybe Michael will let her. Like, shut up. Also,
Right.
work for me. That Sunny Michael scene.
Why
What?
did I just think you were gonna say that?
What was Sunny doing? It was like big, go ahead, girl, give us nothing energy. Like,
Yes, and Michael was like emoting and just like all kinds of sorry, even though I didn't feel like he needed to be. But Sonny, the way he was reacting was just like, hmm,
Chad
I
Chad Duell was actually giving in that scene.
yeah, he was
And
giving.
he I thought he did really well. Like, you know, I know he like always submits. That's like one of the scenes that's one of the scenes for him that I would submit, but it also feels weird because the way that like Sunny was behaving towards him was just like, and I saw a little bit of speculation that maybe like Sunny knows what Michael did, and that's why I don't think that's the case. I think Mo just wasn't given that day. And like
Right.
so like his performance is like now being like written or like speculated as part of storyline, and it's not. One of the things about Mo is that he's always been salty about like the Michael stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch Chad's state of mind with him, like he's like, well, Michael did this and blah 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 blah. Or even when Eden popped up and did like the in-person show with him in Kansas City, and like they switched roles, like he's actually very salty, and he does not, like Maurice as a person does not see where Sonny was wrong with them.
Right.
And so that is why he treated that way. He said awful things to Michael. And
Mhm.
that's why I just never like got into the fact that like, oh well, Dante and Christina, like whatever, Dante and Christina should have been like, Dad, how dare you go into court against our brother
Mm-hmm.
and stand with Nina? Like it wasn't just like cheating on Carly. The thing for me that felt unforgivable for Sonny was when Nina was like in court, like attacking Michael, and Sonny like went and comforted her without like making sure that his son was okay.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of things that Sonny did wrong in that whole scenario, but that was pretty bad, you know.
So it was just, I don't know. I'm glad that they're in a place, because I never felt like Michael's vendetta made sense. I think they just never wrote it well. I think if they would have connected it to all of the things that Sonny has done to him, and then now not put us in a place where we're like, well, we have to have Sonny there. Like everybody is just capping for him all day, every day. Even when he's not on screen, everything's about him. So if that's the way we're gonna play it, if he has to be there, then like let's not have like his family mad at him and like
Right.
wasting up time that they're not doing other things. So
Yeah. That was good. Sonny's attitude. I was not here for it either. Um, but yeah, and they really played up the Dante is the better son attitude during that whole courtroom scene.
mhm.
And which was unfair because Michael has been the most loyal son all of his life. And so I can see why that would be a slap in the face. But Michael didn't take it like that because he was all in his feelings anyway. So he wasn't even noticing. But I noticed and I was offended. Even though I like Dante, I love Dante. But
Mhm.
Dante has not been the most loyal son. He almost tried to kill you. Don't forget. So, yeah.
I wonder if Sonny, you shot your own son. Iconic. 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 I do
Right.
wonder if we're gonna see a shift away from Dante away from the PCPD, because
Yeah.
like he has said a couple times, like he's not protecting anyone. Like
Mhm.
he obviously is like he like mentioned that he feels closer to Sunny and than he had before, and now like the feds are asking questions about why a cop would be at this hearing. So
Yes.
I wonder if we're gonna see. I mean, I don't even know. Like, we've only seen Cop Dante and then like WSB Dante. Like, I don't know what he would do if he wasn't a cop.
And then, you know what? Who are my favorite service people? Firefighters. We never see firefighters on GH.
No,
Dante would be amazing. I
and he's
think.
constantly be his shirt off in calendars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we need a fire GC fire department and Dante is going to try out and it's going to be amazing. But anyway, he could do that. But I think you're right because not only is the feds questioning him, they're kind of like asking GCPD to watch Dante and if he does something shady to let them know.
What is
So that's what I got the impression that I got.
what is GC? Oh, PCPD.
PC, yeah, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
was like,
thinking
what
Genoa
is this?
City. I'm all into, I'm getting them mixed up. Genoa City, Port Charles.
I was like, me. I
Because
was
on,
like, I'm like,
because on Young and the Restless, they do that, the GCPD, they say it all the time. And you don't hear it as much in Port Charles. So
it's so funny because at first I was like, GC, okay, yeah, yeah, maybe I missed something. And then I was like, wait, what? What is that?
thank you for saying that because I would have kept saying it. Um, but yeah, he could be a firefighter, and I would enjoy it, and I wouldn't have to hate his job. I just love it.
Would love it.
But
What are some of your hot takes? Now, fun take is that Rena Sofer is coming back as Lois. Um, First of all, why does Rena Sofer still look so good? She looks phenomenal.
yes.
So I'm interested to see because I know there's a lot of Ned and Lois fans, but we got Ned married to Olivia, and we got Leo there. He just adopted, like they, and then I don't know. So I'm just very, very interested to see what
I
happens.
am, especially now as Olivia seems to be actually having feelings for Eddie Main and seeing why she loves that aspect of him and wanting to fight even harder for him once Lois comes into the scene.
And
It's
they're
gonna
old
be,
friends.
they're all friends. I know. It's gonna be amazing. And then I hope she stays. Who could we pair her up with if she stays?
I don't know. You
Oh
know,
my God, do you think Sonny might, like, once he finds out about Mina, do you think Sonny might go for Lois?
I ooh, I don't even want to think. You know, I've never shipped Sunny with anybody, so I don't know. Um,
Yeah. I'm
my
just
ship was
thinking
my
because I
ship.
don't know. It seems like Laura Wright and Sunny don't and Maurice don't really want to work together anymore in that way. So I'm thinking
I
maybe
think they do like the. I think they like being besties and not
yeah.
together. Um, but who knows? Because he just posted up. Mo just posted up that he's about to do another State of Mind for next week, and Laura's going to be back. So
We'll see how that dynamic
yeah,
is.
who knows what's actually going to happen?
Mhm.
I do know that I think that Drew gets beat up for Sunny's, and Carly's going to be really upset. So I would imagine that they're still pretty stuck on crew right now,
Mhm.
and not heading towards any Carson reunion. But we'll see. The other thing I was gonna say, I just feel like, and I was talking about this yesterday, I think this show is really bad at fan service. So, like, how could you possibly have Blair there and not have her run into Austin?
Right. I mean, would have been a perfect like you look familiar.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. But
Like,
I heard she's
that
on for 2 days, so it may happen. But I
is
know they didn't film any scenes because she said in Soaps in Depth that all she did was she ran into him after he was blocking or he was coming in for blocking. So I guess they
yeah.
didn't do any scenes.
They also like didn't when they had Jackson there. I mean, we had the phone conversation between him and Anna. I
Mhm.
want to see him and Anna.
Right.
You know, like I just feel like why are you not doing this? Like, why are you not doing the very basic things that are also pretty free to do? You know what I mean? Like these are not big budget things to do.
Yeah, I guess depending on the actor's schedule. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend to know what's behind producing a soap opera. It's one thing for us to make a demand on the outside and actually know what it takes to do it. On the inside is a whole other ballgame. And the only reason why I have that perspective is because it's the same way when it comes to politics. A lot of people make a lot of demands of city people and don't really actually know what's going on behind the scenes and how to accomplish things. So I can sympathize. But yeah.
I think that we have too much evidence that they are not thinking things through. Why is it that I get to have to see this little what's his name, Wyatt? Every time Wyatt is on, he's on with Finn and Austin.
Right, because he was on One Life to Live.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do we not have Austin at the Metro Court, like getting on the elevator, grabbing food, being like, "You look familiar. You look familiar too," and then keep
'Cause I
going.
can see, I mean, he actually came on the same day that she was there, so it could have happened.
Yes, like a little wink and
You're right.
smile, and let's move it on. Like there was just like no reason for those kind of things not to happen.
Right. He could have ran in after having a jog and wanting to get maybe some water, and he sees Blair across the room,
Or some
and
food to go.
or some food to go, and then all of a sudden, lights dim, and he has a memory or epiphany or a dream
I
sequence.
don't even need that. I need people running to each other.
Oh, GH writers, text me. I be coming up with all kinds of scenarios. Okay, I have some hot takes.
Yes, tell me.
Um, so on Monday when Curtis goes into the Savoy, why did I not know that they had more staff than Nika? I was like, I thought Nika was the only staff person. They have like five other people. I was like, who are these people? So but glad that she had like a top role in all that. But still, I was just like, who are these people? Um, and I thought it was funny in the courtroom when, again, how Maurice chose to play scenes. He was in that scene looking subdued and almost a little scared, like he didn't know that he was already going to beat. So I was just like, why? And it made me laugh. That was funny. Okay, what didn't work with me again with Cody kept saying, "You have to believe me," to Sasha when she was questioning if he was real or not, or if he was dangerous or not. I didn't like that because I'm like, Sasha has no reason to believe you or trust you or anyone at this point. So to say that she has to believe you is like just a lot of hubris. I mean, like, I know you want her to believe you. I know you're trying to get her to believe you, but don't say you have to. She don't have to do anything. She can just keep screaming and be scared because at this point she has no reason to trust you.
I love that that's even more semantics than my issue with how they wrote Sprita.
Right. Yeah, and I just had that's because, and I know it's because I have an attitude against Cody anyway, so I know that's probably feeding into that. When we don't really like somebody, we will find a reason not to like them.
Look at that bitch just went every
So
time.
every
That's how
time.
I feel. What I will say that I think is very interesting about this story. One of the things about me is I will follow a lot of storytelling to wherever it takes me. But like if you're gonna try to emotionally manipulate me, I need you to do it like slick. You know what I mean? Like give me a little something, little pizzazz,
Right.
little razzle dazzle. They are just trying to like Cody came on. They didn't do well with his intro. They didn't do well with Britt, and they said, "How do we reset this character?" And so they've essentially used Sasha to reset Cody.
Right.
And they've like, I mean, not that Gladys was great, but like her and Sasha did have like a relationship that was like very rootable and like it like cemented her to the Corinthos and like all of that. And so instead of like trying to figure out a way to actually write something rootable for Cody, they like just completely made Sasha like a victim to do it. And I think the problem with a character like Sasha, I think Sophia is very good as an actress, but Sasha has only been used as a prop.
Right.
So she kind of came on and was like this prop for Valentina and Nina. And then they were like, okay, she's good. How do we keep her? She's Michael's girlfriend. But then even when they were having her be Michael's girlfriend, they knew they were moving towards Milo. Because Milo was always like what they wanted in the first place. Even though I actually really liked Michael and Sasha.
Right.
So they were like, okay, we're going to move towards Milo. So she was only used there. Then you get her in this relationship with Brando. And from baby to Brando's death, that was all about Sona. Every milestone for Brando and Sasha was about like propping Sona. So here we have this character from this like actress who's really good, who puts in really solid performances every time we see her. And she has like, we just like this was the first time, this week was the first time we even were reminded about her grandmother. So I just
Yeah.
think it's really unfortunate. And if I were a Nina fan, I could never be, but if I were a Nina fan, I would be mad about this too because like Nina gets so many L's working to like actually be a person who's in like Sasha's support circle would have been a W that would have made sense for this character.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even give her that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Um, when so Christina has a monologue where she's talking to somebody, and I don't remember who, but she said, yeah, and Nina brought me back from the brink several times. I was like,
She's talking to Dante.
she was talking to Dante. I was like, when did Nina bring her back from the edge? And I'm really serious because I may have missed it and forgot. So I don't know. When did Nina save Christina? Was that just a throwaway line that we're supposed to believe? I'm just like, I don't get it. When did Nina have a positive influence on Christina?
I think she was trying to say that Nina being steady in the Sunny like going to jail situation, like just in that particular situation, but it didn't make sense because she kind of went to Carly and was like, "Can you help me?"
Right.
And like she was like manic and running around. So I'm like, when did you have time to like feel like she helped you? Because she was being a mess the whole time.
Yeah. I didn't get that. I had just some really interesting comments. It looked like Trina was wearing raised shoes in the gallery. Like her heels were like heels.
Oh,
They were like really thick. And like, are they trying to make her taller for some reason?
probably for Spencer because they're just like so.
I don't know. I was just like, I thought I caught that.
I love
Um,
her hair. She looked so cute.
yeah, she did look cute. Actually, and one of the, at first, I was watching the show and learning about, the whole convoluted explanation of why Cyrus is involved in this whole mess with Austin and them. And I was like, wait, I was confused over who's the boss, Warden Garden or Cyrus. Because I'm like trying to figure out who's the one that's really pulling the strings, because they were having like a back and forth conversation. And it sounded like the reason why they're doing all this is so that her prestige could be raised with the FBI. I guess she doesn't want to be a warden forever. Maybe she wants to be a mayor. I don't know. And I was like, I didn't even know her name until Cyrus picked up her nameplate. I was like, oh, okay, her name is Garden. But shout out to, Latina Black girl doing her thing. Like, I enjoyed
Oh,
having her, in that role. But she's like, I don't want my name tarnished, asking questions about Sunny. I was like, your name? I don't even know who you are. Uh, so, but it sounded like the invader did good press on her.
yeah, I don't know.
Like, did that happen?
And
So because
they did it.
my fast forward stays on press when it comes to Alexa's scene, so I don't even know what she's doing with the invader. So I don't know. But yay, shout out to Homegirl in this role.
Mhm.
And then all these other, I don't know if these are even mentioned. Not really. Okay, here it is. My problem with the Drew thing. How smart is it for Sonny to be seen in the prison talking to Drew?
Right.
Why is Carson just having a private conversation in the middle of the prison visitor center? I was just like, this don't seem right. This doesn't seem like the smart move to be making.
It was so
Everybody in
stupid.
mama is watching Drew have a conversation with Sonny.
Yes.
Like, Cyrus does not have any snitches in the prison visitor center. They'll be like peeping, like, hey, Drew's talking to Sonny. Just the same as Sonny knows that Austin went to visit somebody, Cyrus is watching everything that Drew is doing. So it was
I
like, no.
also can't believe they haven't already made the Cyrus connection.
Right.
Yeah, that was silly. Carly was like, "Let me go bring my old man to see my new man," and Dex was like, "Nina, your man with Carly."
I loved it. And I loved how he was like, yeah, he didn't tell me why. Sonny, he likes to keep stuff to himself. I felt like he enjoyed that a little bit too much.
It seemed like he enjoyed that.
It was hilarious.
I also was like Carly and Ava. So this is why I was always like annoyed by Ava like knowing that Nina snitched on Carly into to like a place where like Carly can go to jail.
Hmm.
Because this is somebody who you might not like them. I do not need Ava and Carly to be besties by any means. But this is a person that you could just drop your child off at and be safe. No
Hmm.
problems, no nothing. Why in the world would you let somebody lock that person up? I don't even mean it as a way of like, oh, I she likes Carly and she don't want anything bad to happen to her. But like this is like your daughter loves her.
Right.
Why in the world would you even wrap yourself up? So like when Carly and Sunny broke up and Ava was like kind of cackling about it, that made sense. You don't
Right.
like her as a person. So if her feelings are hurt, whatever. But this idea that you would like allow her to go to jail and take away another form of stability for your daughter when Avery is like your number one is
Hmm.
nuts. It's
Yeah.
nuts. And it just like speaks further to like how they just be doing stuff around Nina that don't make sense.
That is true. Um, the only other thing I had was Spencer spending money on his boo, a trip to Turks and Caicos. Man, if somebody took like first I was just like, Trina, why you turning down Turks and Caicos? How often you get to go to Turks
That's
and Caicos?
cool. I can't deal with y'all.
I was like, really? I was like, yes. And Joss, can you take notes for me in class? Because I'm about to go to Turks and Caicos.
Why didn't Spencer ask her a month ago to go to Turks and Caicos?
But I'm just like, I would not pass that up. That's just me.
I was annoyed. I was very annoyed.
I
Because
was
I
like,
all I have been asking is for him to like whisk her off to Italy to have some pizza or something crazy because he's really
yeah,
it. But like this
right.
like for the day.
For
But
the day.
it just also y'all could have been had a room at the Metro Court.
At any time. At any like when Jocelyn was when they're having that conversation, he's like, "Oh, is Spencer finally going to get his own apartment?" Yeah. So anyway,
Was not a
uh,
fan of that.
yeah.
Uh, I was gonna say I my speculation about Anna is like stalker. My hope
Hmm.
is that it's Alex.
Yeah, because I was just like, "Who is stalking Anna?" And just like,
It's
and a weird.
it's big disgruntled sister energy to like
Mhm.
mess up somebody's clothes. It's like I'm gonna put ink all over your sweater because you made me mad.
Did Alex like Valentine in some way?
They had a history together, and like
Yeah, because he slept with her by mistake, right?
I think so.
He
Yeah,
thought he thought it was Anna. It was actually Alex. Like maybe that's a scenario. That's a good scenario because Alex could be feeling some kind of way about Valentine and Anna together now.
and she tried to kill them with the rice cooker or whatever she was doing. You remember what Alex tried to kill them with like the rice cooker? And then it's like a scene that's in my mind because I just remember the way that she like presented it. She like did like something in a rice cooker. And then I keep saying rice cooker. Maybe it wasn't, but it was like a rice cooker looking thing. And it was like a bomb, and they were like tied together, and then Anna got them out just in time where the building exploded. And like the Peter thing with Anna, like kind of watching Peter, like not calling the ambulance for Peter, um, like her shooting Alex and like essentially getting so I'm interested to see if that's a thing. I would love to see that. I continue to be at least intrigued. I am mad that Valentine like was lying to her. I am very glad she confronted him. She was like, Dante said this, so what's up?
Yeah. All I was thinking was, thank God it wasn't him that started the fire. That's what I was just relieved. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, that was still like a question mark. So I'm
Mm.
glad it wasn't him, that it really is somebody out there that's stalking Anna. And, the whole, yeah, I'm just like, I'm like, thank God it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
I have no doubt that Valentine like very much cares about Anna and
Yeah.
loves Anna 100%. And if he ever did anything shady, he's doing it because he believes it's for her own good. The
Mhm. Or
problem
he wants to,
the
like, that spurious lie, like, I just didn't want it part of our relationship.
he
Lies never
basically
help men. Men, if you're trying to keep something from women that you think we might be upset about and it will harm your relationship, don't do that. Because it's the act of you lying is what's hurting the relationship, not your behavior.
it was big baby boy energy. Like I lie to you because I love you. Like what is
Like,
going?
no, that doesn't work.
Um,
Better to tell us.
but I do feel like the other part of it is that Anna can take care of herself. Like
Right.
Anna is the one who be rescuing you, bro. You ain't gotta lie
You ain't got a lot of kick it,
at all,
Craig.
at
You
all.
ain't got a lot, Craig.
Right, right, exactly that. Uh, can we talk for a second about how bad of a father Nicholas is?
That was my last comment.
Talk about it. You
Dude.
talk about it.
You are trying to keep your son from inheriting your money because you don't want him to have control of it. You're not at all concerned about the fact that you are not spending time with your newborn child or your son. You're concerned about your money. I'm like super mad that they're continuing to doubling down on making Nicholas a bad father, because I figured now that Home Dude was out of the way, it's an opportunity that they can actually right this ship a little bit and make him actually want to care so that Tyler can come back. And they're just continuing to ruin him to the point where I don't see why Tyler would ever want to come back to that character, because he's horrible.
He's horrible. Um, yeah, I mean, so this actor is basically gone. This is like he just wrapped up his stint on Friday.
Right.
So what? I was very annoyed. I'm like, he didn't even bring up Ace, so he's not even trying to see his other kid. Like,
Like
I loved Austin. I loved Austin just being like, what?
you don't. I guess you don't love your son then.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
very healthy family dynamic y'all got there. Like, Austin was
Like, you can
disgusting.
talk, Austin, but still.
What's your lollipop licking cousin?
Right. Lollipop licking. Like, I loved Ava.
Ava cracked me up when she did that. But yeah, like so I cannot imagine why they made Nicholas such a bad dad and then still had Alexis capping for him to Spencer.
Right.
Got
No, no, there's nothing that justifies any of this. Like, he cares more about his money than his own children. And he doesn't, well, of course, it's always like, I don't want my mom to think I'm dead. It's not about your mom, it's about your money.
It was right, exactly. Because he was like, I'm not gonna make contact with her, I'm just gonna let her know. So you got your mama running around Europe, not with your baby, who you have abandoned,
Right.
playing around trying to find you. This man is trash.
It is trash. I mean, I don't understand why he just doesn't let people know that he's alive. Like, as soon as Laura finds out, everybody else is gonna know. But he's continued to stay in the cut, meaning like, okay, yeah, I had almost a death experience, but I'm coming back now, and this is why I had to go away. No, he doesn't even want that. He doesn't even want to clear his name. He wants to just be out in the cut and want everyone to hate him. And I think this is because maybe GH is trying to buy time to get Tyler back. I don't know. But they ain't got to ruin his character in order to do it.
Yeah, because it's wild that they don't have him like try to kidnap Ace.
right? Either try to kidnap Ace or leave a long letter to his mama and to Spencer and be
Mm.
like, I know you don't understand why I'm away now. I do love you and I'm still alive, so don't spend my money. You know, he could have done it. You know. Well, I mean, you can spend the money, but don't control it because there's some stuff going on that you don't need to know about, but you have the run of your money, you know.
What a mess.
It's a hot mess. I would like to make some comments about comments that have been made about the show this week.
Oh,
A lot of you may not agree with me, but a lot of people feel some kind of way about Violet. I know you said you were tired of the kids or whatever, but some people were talking about Violet negatively on the internet, and I appreciate it. 'Cause I feel like maybe she's acting annoying, but you know, some 7-year-olds are annoying. That's fine. You ain't got to talk bad about a little kid, you know? Let her be a little kid. I don't like it. Stop it. Sorry. Yeah, I don't like that negativity. You can talk negativity about grown people. The little kids are writing or acting with the script that's given to them. They don't have a lot of power to be like, actually, I don't think my character would act this way. They don't have that kind of power, right? So leave the little kids alone. Thank you.
Violet helped lead to another moment I really loved this week, which was like the Carly Elizabeth exchange, where
Yeah.
Elizabeth like, I think Carly's, what did he say, like like scheming, deception or something is behind her, and I
Right.
kind of cracked up at it because Elizabeth and Carly are another like set that I don't need to be friends, but they
Mhm.
actually like the man that made them enemies is dead.
Right.
They don't have to be enemies. They could be cordial to each other. And I found that to be really funny and like it's another thing uh
Mhm.
that like, just connected them and was like a really good like use of their history.
And then also, Violet also brought attention to our new budding teen couple,
Shade.
Jake. And so I like that. And I love actually I made some kind of comment when you mentioned them earlier, but I actually like them together. There was some dialogue in maybe Soaps in Depth or somewhere I saw online that I don't think I fully saw, but they were kind of talking about, they're giving like comparison notes about their parents. Like my dad is dead or my mom's this and all this other stuff. I think I missed it, but I thought it was hilarious. I wish I would have saw it. I haven't deleted the shows yet, so maybe I'm going to rewind and see if I can see it. But having that kind of conversation was like super cute and totally why they would connect as young teens because they
Yeah.
have some really crazy family. And I love it when kids acknowledge that their family is like crazy and they're having to deal with them.
Yeah. And both of those actors are both very good actors.
Yes. I like that, they're like what was super cute. They were on the stairs and she's like, I'm writing and I heard you're good with art and maybe you can write my graphic novel. And they're talking about not these lame superheroes we have now. They're like, and I was like, oh, they're so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I like Shake. Hmm. Um Oh, I have a comment about, and this is just from last week. So I just want to like be really clear about what I was saying.
Okay.
So last week, there was a couple people in the comments who were like, "Well, I don't like Portia because of this. Or, I don't like Portia because of that." And I just want to be like really clear that I don't think people have to like Portia. What my comments were is like we should be asking the questions of why has Portia never been given anything likable to do? Why is Portia written in this way? I'm not saying you have to like her. I'm saying that I am asking the questions of why she's never been given real motivation, why she has not been fleshed out as a character. These are the questions that I am asking. Because even now with like Sabrina, so like they basically threw her under the bus for this couple, but they're still going out of town together.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what was the point? Like, what was I don't what like she can disapprove of them, but like doing all the stuff that she did and then like that not having any bearing on like the progress of their relationship did nothing but hurt Portia as a character. It didn't even provide like any real like drama for Sprina.
Mm-hmm.
So it just like didn't make sense. So that's my question. It's not like I'm saying you, if you don't like Portia, you're racist, or if you're not liking Portia, you're not watching the show right. That's not what I'm saying at all. 0% of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as somebody who loves Brooke Carr and is one and wants like sustainable Black characters on the show, I'm asking the questions of why she hasn't been treated better as a, like this is a veteran soap actor.
Mm-hmm.
Why has she not been treated better? Like why? I mean, like I remember a lot of us were like, okay, let's find out she's a ward. Let's do something that like cements her to the show. Because right now, Portia could leave tomorrow, and what does that mean? It's the same thing as like when Lady Winters left. What did it mean? Who cared? I mean, I cared, but like when it comes to like the show and to the stories and to the characters, who actually was impacted by it, and like I'm tired of seeing Black characters like come and go with like very little impact to the show, especially Black women.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my point. Again, 100% not saying anybody has to like a character they don't like. I would never say that. But I'm saying that we should be asking these questions of why are we not creating sustainable characters out of Black women and giving them like real motivation. So anyway, just wanted to like make sure I said that.
Okay. All right. Well, those are all the hot takes I had.
I'm hot take out as well. Um, you want to talk about previews for next week? Oh, my computer just did something crazy. Uh, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Previews for next week from TV Guide.
Mm-hmm.
Also, let me just say, so I get these from TV Guide every week. TV Guide played me
Uh-oh.
because last week I was like reading, somebody actually left this in the comments, but there was the preview for Friday was like Joss and Trina fight or have an argument. That was what I read, and that's what it said. And when we watched it back, like that was not it at all. And when I looked at like their other like kind of spoiler accounts that like do like put them out, that spoiler like that account said, you know, Trina and Josh have a heart to heart. And like
Right.
that was more in line with what happened, but like but TV Guide really played me to make it seem like they was about to fight.
Mm-hmm.
That annoyed me. Um, okay. Monday, Valentine gets a shock. Martin is in the hot seat. Brooklyn makes a confession. Marshall is concerned. Nina offers assistance. So we know that we saw that Blair kind of walked up on Marty. So I'm assuming that's going to continue. Brooklyn is supposed to confess to Chase what she did, and like why people are mad at her. I thought Chalene was actually very cute this week. I'm hoping that we remain in that cute vibe and that whatever happens, it's just like Chase is like, dang, that's messed up. How do we fix it together?
I kind of feel like I think she already confessed the stuff that pertains to him already.
Yeah, she did.
So yeah.
She did. I mean, we'll see if they like charge her with corporate espionage because they could.
Right.
And yeah, Tuesday. Marshall is adamant. So we have two Marshall days. Monday he's concerned. Tuesday he's adamant. Eddie books a gig. Portia feels left out.
Mm-hmm.
Sunny cautions Dex. Anna gets a visitor. On Wednesday, Brooklyn rebukes Tracy. Lucy and Maxie clash. Nina treads carefully. Cody apologizes. Liz and Finn weigh in on Gregory's care. The 21st, Tuesday or Thursday. Drew updates Carly. Diane meets with Robert. Anna hits a dead end. Sam asks Willow for a favor. Valentine seeks out Dante.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we have at least 2 Anna days.
Yeah.
Um, Friday, Curtis voices his reservations. Trina and Spencer are filled with anticipation. Drew is targeted. Christina makes a new friend. Molly gets welcome news. So,
Sounds exciting, I guess.
well, thanks for tuning in with us and rocking with us for yet another week. We appreciate you. And y'all have a good rest of your week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.